Hey folks, it's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community on the planet. Today's Sunday, August 6th. Hope you're doing well. We're having a great long weekend. For those of you in Canada, as a reminder, the stock market will be closed in Canada tomorrow. But going to go over my entire MJ portfolio holdings for 2023 with percentages. I just did a video on my top 5 MJ holdings, and I had a lot of people asking me, I thought you held this stock. But again, it was just my top 5. So again, I thought it'd be a great idea for a video to come on and give my entire MJ portfolio and break down with percentages. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, all that good stuff, and tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future live streams or when I post a new video. Also, be sure to check out Group POW on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm going to be posting a lot more real-time updates on there as well. And with regards to Facebook and Instagram, they do a lot of censorship. So I'm going to be starting to use X as my platform, social media platform of choice going forward. And then, like I said, I just did a video yesterday on my top 5 MJ stock picks and portfolio holdings in 2023. And if you haven't seen my current portfolio breakdown, I posted this over a year ago now, and I actually talk about my current portfolio breakdown percentage wise, not just MJ though, but everything. I'm talking real estate, I'm talking crypto, MJ, and everything else, right? So if you haven't seen that, I highly encourage you to check that one out. But like I said, just for the sake of this video, we're going to be discussing only my MJ portfolio. And before we get to anything, stock pick wise, again, I have to give the disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Do not buy anything just because I say or write about it, right? You need to do your own due diligence. You need to research it. And I'm talking hours and hours and hours of research. I've invested thousands of hours into research into these companies and into this industry. And I've never, ever invested any more than I'm willing to lose. It's all money that I can prepare to just let sit. This is money I'm investing. I'm not swing trading. I'm not day trading. I'm not getting in and out of positions. I have some accounts where, I'll do a little bit more, medium to short-term trades. But for the most part, my MJ portfolio is just set it and forget it. And I've got a long-term portfolio, and then I've got a shorter-term portfolio. And my longer-term portfolio, I will not be selling any of those shares until the US legalizes. That's something that I have set out for myself. You might have a different plan, right? And no two people are going to have the same plan, right? So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just telling you what's in my portfolio, and do not buy anything because I say it. You have to research it and believe in it and buy it because you believe in it, not because somebody on the internet told you to do it. So in terms of my portfolio, I hold 15 stocks. And again, I have a mix of US producers, Canadian producers, retailers in the US and Canada, and then I've also got some ETFs as well, right? Picks and shovels. I'm diversified. I've never actually, you can consider me one of the lucky ones. I've never actually invested in a MJ stock or company that went insolvent or bankrupt. And again, that has to do with a lot of the research that we put into it, right? In the due diligence. And again, being diversified, not just in MJ, but I have crypto and real estate, cash position, mutual funds, all that good stuff. You can check out my other video on that for my entire portfolio breakdown, but you need to be diversified, and then not just outside of MJ, but within MJ. That's my belief, and in my opinion, I don't think owning one stock, and power to you if you just hold Tilray Brands. I see a ton of people that just own Tilray. Power to you if that's how you want to do it. Then I don't think that could be a bad idea. I think Tilray Brands is going to be a powerhouse, probably top 3 globally, if not the top MJ company in the planet in 3, 5, 10 years from now. But that's going to be the test, right? And the challenge is finding companies that are going to be here in 3, 5, 10 plus years from now. And those companies that we find, those unicorns, even if we hit 1, 2, or 3 of them, that could be generational wealth here in about 5 to 10 years. And our children and children's children will be wishing they were us and having this opportunity. So again, diversification, I think, is very imperative not just in the MJ industry, but as a whole, and then even within the MJ industry. And again, this is just my portfolio breakdown at the moment. It's always changing, and I just did a quick sum of it all, and then I did a pie chart to reflect that as well. So if you want to pause it, take a screenshot, whatever you want to do, keep this in your record. And again, I'll be doing updates as we go along, every quarter or so. But again, I'm adding 2 positions. So some of these positions are only 1%, some are 5%, some are less than 10%, some are 20, 30%, right? Between that range. And again, I continue to add, and those lower percentages I'm going to be adding over time. And I may add some other MJ stocks as well at some point. We'll see how things go, and I'll keep everybody updated. But my number one stock, as you might have guessed, is Tilray Brands. Before it was HEXO, and I truly believe that HEXO is the best MJ company in the planet. They were 100% MJ focused, and I think Tilray knew it. They tried to buy them in November 2021 for about $3 a share, and then for about a year and a half, they just continuously were chasing HEXO. And in my opinion, the market, the whole market being in a bear market and the dynamics of the MJ market really basically made them capitulate. They had no other choice but to merge with Tilray because of the market conditions. And I don't think that was anybody's fault. Everybody in the MJ space, look at Fire and Flower, right? They're going insolvent. There's tons of companies that are struggling, and there's over 1,000 LPs here in Canada, and I just don't think it's sustainable. There's going to be a ton of retailers. There's going to be a ton of producers that just fall by the wayside, and that's just unfortunately the cold hard truth of it all. But again, it's going to be finding those companies that are going to stand the test of time and that are going to be here long term. And I think Tilray Brands actually it was smart that they waited and they just basically waited it out until the market conditions got to a point where HEXO had to, there was no choice, right? It was a Tilray choice, and Tilray decided to come in and swoop them for pennies on the dollar, and versus if they would have paid $3 a share in 2021. So I think Tilray acquired the best MJ company in the planet, and you got to think these companies are mostly just operating within Canada for the MJ part of their business, right? Tilray has an alcohol division and distribution business and wellness business in the States and beyond. But in terms of pure MJ, we don't really have an idea what this juggernaut is going to do in the future, right? And once they can infuse their MJ brands, right, with the alcohol brands that they have in the US, like sky's the limit, right? And they don't even have HEXO on their earnings. They just reported almost $250 million in revenue for the quarter, Canadian dollars, and that didn't even have any HEXO on it. So imagine what it's going to be like next quarter when they have a couple months of HEXO, and then the quarter after that, and the quarter after that when they have full HEXO on there, and they really start to see synergies and really start to push this thing home. We're going to really, this thing will be at, $500 million every quarter, no problem in revenue. And then into 2024, 2025, I think is when it will break even. But Tilray Brands being my number one at 30%, Curaleaf at 11%, Organigram at 8%, Cannara Biotech at 7%, High Tide at 6%, MSOS ETF at 5%, Canopy Growth at 5%, SNDL at 5%, Oxley at 5%, Charlotte's Web at 5%, Cresco Labs 5%, and then MJ ETF 5%, MedMen 1%, Decibel 1%, and Body of Mind 1%. And again, I'm going to continue to add to these positions, especially the lower positions. And I'm pretty much all done buying Tilray. I might add a little bit more Curaleaf, but pretty much anything that's below Tilray there. I might even add net new positions. So I might even add some other MJ stocks that aren't even on this list. But as of right now, I'll keep everybody posted. That's my portfolio breakdown. Let me know your portfolio breakdown and let me know if this was helpful. And again, please do not take anything that I say as financial advice, because at the end of the day, this is just, I'm sharing my thoughts and opinions. I'm sharing my goal. I'm sharing my plans and my strategy, and no two people are going to have the same strategy, right? So you need to take what I say with a grain of salt. If it can help you, great. But at the end of the day, you need to buy these companies because you believe in them. And that's just the lay of the land, right? You can't blame somebody else, right? We hit the buy and sell button, and people always want to point the finger. And again, don't invest any more than you're willing to lose. In my opinion, you should never put any more than 10% of your net worth into any industry, let alone one stock. So if it's, more than 10%, you might want to think, right? Because that might be more than you're willing to lose. And if you're having trouble sleeping at night, well, maybe you broke the golden rule and you invested any more than you're willing to lose, right? This is money that I don't need. I'm prepared to let sit for 1, 2, 5, 10 plus years. I don't need it. I didn't invest any more than I'm willing to lose, and I sleep great at night. I wouldn't sleep well at night if I didn't have this exposure. But going to end it there, again, let me know your thoughts and opinions if this was helpful. Share the video, like, follow, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend.